Hi guys, Osiris here, and I want to just give a quick video on the best farming defense for Town Hall level 4 in Clash of Clans. And I've been experimenting with a lot of different defense setups, and I find that this one's worked by far the best. And here's the basic elements. First, I am keeping the air defense on the outside of my base, and the reason for that is, one, it just doesn't fit into this setup, and two, almost no one attacks you with air units at this level. I am only Town Hall 4, so theoretically players could use balloons, but archer towers are just fine against balloons, especially when you have the two split up like this. And really the air defense protects you from healers and dragons, but those don't come until higher levels. You don't get healer until Town Hall 6, and a Town Hall 6 player is not going to want to attack me just because of the loot penalty. If they do decide to attack me, great. They're going to take me out, but they're not really getting much out of that. So you can't really do too much about that at Town Hall 4. The difference in your defensive strength between Town Hall 4 and 5 is huge. You get so many new towers at Town Hall 5, so there's only so much you can do at Town Hall 4. This base is killable, especially by somebody Town Hall 5 or 6. I've actually not seen anyone take this base out with Town Hall 4 only. Town Hall 4 only units, I'm guessing they could if they just massed, used an army of both giants and balloons. If they used a lot of balloons, they could probably do it. If they used giants to take out this air defense and then dropped, 8 balloons by each of these towers, yeah, they'd probably take me out. But nobody uses that kind of armies, so you don't have to worry about it. So here's just some of the important elements on the base. One, the town hall's outside the base. This is what farming's set up. I don't care if somebody takes a couple trophies off me by sniping my town hall. In order to get this town hall, they're going to be shot at by all 3 of these. Archers can hit the town hall without the mortar hitting them, but not without either of these hitting them. They're at least going to be in range of one of these units. Speaking of these towers, all the buildings on the outside of the base are placed so that they're within range of a tower. No melee units can come into range of any of my buildings without taking damage from at least one tower. And the same with the mortar. I try to keep, some buildings, especially the town hall, the air defense, the clan castle, the higher health buildings are all within range of my mortar. But at the same time, I want to push these, buildings out as far as I can, just so that the enemy can't drop units too close to me. So it's kind of a mix between keeping the dropping distance pushed out while still letting your towers get off free shots while enemy units kill these structures. So a couple other things are, one, there's one wall short of closing off this structure. So what I do is make a little funnel here. And what happens is that when players drop giants, they love to run in for this tower. They're like, ooh, a tower, let's go in. And they go right in this funnel, they get right over the spring trap. Same thing with this air defense. Players drop giants down here. And, if your player wants to drop a giant to attack this area here by this archer tower or this cannon, they're actually almost automatically going to go for this air defense. They're never going to just start attacking the wall. So that's, the advantage of leaving an opening here and air defense down here. A player would have to drop a giant right here is the only way, or about right, this is the only side of my base where a player could drop a giant and have it attack a wall rather than going either there or for this opening. If you drop a giant here, it's going to go for this tower. If you drop a giant up here, it's going to go into this opening. So we've got spring traps protected from both sides. We don't have enough spring traps to protect the air defense tower from the bottom, but you just had to pick one. So the other things are, one, we don't have any major junctions exposed. We don't want a wall set up like this, because that allows the player to just drop one wall breaker or 2 wall breakers here at this joint, break down this wall, and then they have access to both areas. So by setting it back in just a little bit, we really protect our resources and we protect our mortar. It's very hard for players to get a wall breaker to attack this wall. In fact, it won't. If you drop a wall breaker out here, it almost always goes for one of the corners. Same thing with barbarians. They don't want to attack this wall. So the player has to basically wipe out the whole base or use multiple wall breakers to get into the center. So that's pretty helpful too. And we do keep the clan castle on the outside at this level, and that's just because we still don't have enough walls yet. If we put the clan castle in the center, a player drops some units out here, and the next thing you know, your clan castle units start flooding out, and they'll hop over the wall really quickly. So we don't really want to place it too centrally in the base yet. You really need to be about Town Hall 6 before you move your clan castle inside. Okay, so let's look at some replays. Here's a funny one. This guy used 13 giants. And here you'll see this funnel in action. I only got one because he spaced them out just a little bit, but as you can see, giants are not very effective at this defense. And you'll see the spring trap here gets another one in a minute. There it goes. For some reason it didn't proc right away. And I might want to move that spring trap in one, but as you can see, this structure is not, if a player doesn't use wall breakers, they're not going to be able to do anything to this structure. Get inside to get my resources anyway. So let's check out another one. So this guy was able to take me out, but I was, at least some of my stuff, but I was still upgrading things at the time. So everything wasn't in place. This guy's also a Town Hall 5 player. He has too many, this is over 80 supplies, so there's only so much you can do about that. Here's another one. This guy took out a little bit more, but as you can see, that spring trap there, I got a couple, worked very nicely. And this air defense actually soaks up a lot of giant damage before they start attacking walls. And giants almost always get killed by these two towers, at which point there's not really anything left. The mortar does a ton of damage. Really, this base's biggest weakness is just a level 5 player spreading out a huge number of barbarians and archers around the whole base. The barbarians soak up the mortar damage, where the archers can kill these towers from the outside. But even then, it's very difficult for them to get in. They really need to be Town Hall 5 or above. Town Hall 4 players really can't attack this base. And a Town Hall 5 player, I personally, at Town Hall 5, would not want to farm this few resources. And I think that's my only video at after everything's been fully upgraded. This guy took a decent amount, but I don't think this guy did use more than 80 supplies. So Town Hall 5, there's only so much you can do. I guess he used wall breakers there. That's really what the players need to do in order to break into this base. So even then, though, we see that the balloon is actually not the major weakness of the setup, because this archer tower is going to kill this last balloon easily. One archer tower level 4 will kill several balloons. And we can see that trap sprung nicely. So even though this guy was higher level than me, he actually didn't get too much of my loot. These two structures went completely untouched. Unfortunately, my higher level ones were here. But even against a Town Hall 5 player, this setup still does decently. So I hope this video was helpful for you. You now know how to set up your base for Town Hall 4. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel when we put up videos for Town Halls 5 and beyond soon enough. So hopefully you check those out and upgrade your base along with me.